The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB-TV.
Y'all ready for this?
We are back. More likely, I am back.
That's right.
It is 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It is Wednesday, December 12th. Time for another installment of Southern Nevada Sports News coming to you from WWDBTV.com. And I cannot tell you how glad it is to be back in the saddle again.
Oh, glad to see you.
Oh, man, it is really good to be back. John Stiles, our owner, head honcho, chief engineer, the man, glad to see you. But for everybody, just really glad to be back in the show again.
Yep.
Good to see you, my man.
Yeah, you too, man.
All right.
Yeah, last time I saw you, you weren't,
Nah, not really. But in case I didn't introduce
myself. But you still look
myself,
good, by the way.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Feel a lot better. Yeah. Well, us old guys gotta hang in there when we can.
That's right.
In case I didn't introduce myself, I am Bill Miller, co-host along with
Jeff Belknap.
And we every week come in, at least every Wednesday, like to come in and give you our views, viewpoints, opinions on sports in general, not just on a national or global level, but locally here in Southern Nevada, the prep level, collegiate. And as the disclaimer says, it is our view and our opinion, and yes it is.
That's
and
right.
It's the only one that counts as far as this hour is concerned. So I'd like to, as you can see, we are not alone in the studio. Yeah, and I would like to, without further ado, introduce you Tony Eackles. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Junior.
Tony Eackles Jr.
Jr.
I am sorry.
Appreciate that.
Listen, man, I'm a junior too, so I know how important.
It's important.
Yes, it is.
Got to distinguish your identity.
Yes, absolutely.
That's right.
And you are owner of the Las Vegas Unknown basketball team
Correct.
franchise, but you're also owner of the Silver State Kings
Correct.
basketball franchise, and this is part of the WCBA, which is the World Club Basketball Association.
Correct.
And thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Already having fun in the time I've been in the studio, so it's been great.
Well, I'm really happy to hear that because, for some reason, some people do think that we're here to ambush people. And just
we get a lot of that.
Put them on blast. And is that still a colloquialism?
Put him on blast.
Put them on blast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because
He's off the social media. So
date myself.
Get on Twitter, put them on blast, and
Yeah.
get some good feedback.
Well,
There you go.
and again, first of all, glad you're having a good time. But secondly, I'm glad that you're here because when Jeff sent me the link to the WCBA, I had not heard of it. But it's the addition of 2 new franchises here in Las Vegas. And so, without further ado, we'd really like to talk about what is the WCBA, how long has it been going, and then we'll get into the details in terms of your participation in it.
Gotcha. So the World Club Basketball Association is a new league. We'll be launching in May of 2019. We have been member of the league now officially for 2 months.
Okay.
Some of the other teams I know, the Salinas Saints and also the Omaha Cutters. They are previously of the American Basketball Association, or better known as the ABA. Minnesota Blizzards, I believe, are also former affiliate of the ABA, and also Cedar Rapids Royals. And then we have 2 teams also in Denver that are have been independently run or privately run, like our club, Las Vegas Unknown. I'm really excited about the league. It's going to be the first league that is actually an intercontinental basketball league. We have an American division which hosts 8 teams, and we also have a international or European division that also holds 8 teams. And I'm really excited. It's going to be the first league that actually has direct contact for USA and European players. Getting over to Europe has kind of been a big theme for a lot of players in the basketball realm over, I would say, the last 5 years. I think I saw a stat that said more than 75% of players are now looking towards going to play professional overseas instead of looking at the NBA as their overall dream.
Yep.
So we're trying to just bridge that gap, you know. Me and Jeff were mentioning that earlier. We were talking about that, and that's the goal of our league. We were seen by the commissioner of the league, Eric Duglin, from London. He is the host of the World Club Basketball Tournament, which is a tournament our team, Las Vegas Unknown, played in this past September in Hastings, London, or Hastings, East Sussex, I should say.
East Sussex, yeah.
We were there for about a week. I never thought I'd be in a place like Hastings, being a Las Vegas kid. So it was an interesting place. But at the end of the day, we were there to play basketball. We were there to, you know, win a world title, and that's what we came out and accomplished in the World Club Basketball Tournament, award-winning tournament. It's UK's #1 international pro-am, and so that's how we made that connection with the commissioner of the league. They invited us to be a part of it, and honestly, you know, we were never looking to be a part of a league. We were, you know, an independent club, and we just wanted to kind of travel and give guys an opportunity to showcase their,
Right.
you know, talents and skills.
Right.
We didn't want to we haven't really committed and done a lot of local things. That's not what, you know, we wanted to do with our brand. We wanted to be different. You know, we wanted to bring in guys that, you know, were hungry, you know, that were, you know, underlooked, I guess you can say. And that's kind of how our title, Unknown, you know, it derived from, you know, a lot of my past and a lot of the things that I wanted to do, but it was more so a brand thing because there's more unknown players than there are known players. You know, only 500 players make the NBA, but
Yeah.
there's another
Pretty elite fraternity.
10,000 that won't get a shot, you know. So joining the WCBA, it was a no-brainer for us once we saw their plan and their vision and what they wanted to do. And it was kind of a thing that we said, well, to take our brand to the next level and to, you know, not only do that for ourselves, but to help other people and players and, you know, coaches and staff and all these things, we thought that the WCBA would be the best thing for us to do. And it has been so far. It's been going really great. It's been keeping me up.
I'll bet it is.
Keeping me up real long, late at night. I've been back in Vegas for 3 days now, and I actually did get some good sleep last night, but
Yeah,
long
jet lag
nights.
is a serious
long
business.
nights. Yes.
It's for real. Yeah.
Definitely real.
Well, you were
good.
talking about the 500 players, but I think any NBA fan, if you challenged them to name the person 7, 8 through 12 on the bench, they couldn't even do that. So there really is, you know, a handful of players on each team that people really even know. So
Correct.
when you're talking about being unknown, there's a lot of basketball players that are unknown. And, you know, that pretty recently, you know, Jimmer Ferret scored 78 points.
Yep.
And when I saw that, I was like, wow. And I was like, wait a second, he's playing in China. You know, like, and you don't notice that because, you know, you got a guy that shot lights out, but he wasn't everything that an NBA team wants. So he just goes elsewhere. And I noticed also, you know, we obviously have the WNBA team here, the Aces. And
Correct.
we were literally waiting for a couple of players to finish their seasons in Europe before they came back to WNBA.
Yep.
And when they were questioned about it, they said, "Well, we make more money there."
Yep.
You know, so it's
a no-brainer.
Yeah, so it's kind of like I don't blame them. Like if that's what they're there for. I mean, if you're doing it to make a living, then obviously you're going to go where you can make a living.
Exactly. You have to. At the end of the day, especially on the women's side, you know, there's been a big debate about, you know, their revenue share within the WNBA between the players and the owners over the last year or so. And I think a lot of people had that misconstrued as far as women saying they wanted to get paid in the ranges of LeBron and Kobe, or I shouldn't say Kobe, he's retired, but, you know, Kobe or
He's still getting
LeBron,
paid.
Steph.
Still getting
Yeah,
paid.
Kobe's still getting paid. But, like, you know, they weren't really looking to get paid like those athletes. It's just more so the revenue split. I believe the NBA is 70-30.
Yep.
And the WNBA is maybe 51-49.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, you know, do your research before you actually, you know, talk down on them before you say, hey, well, why are they complaining about not getting paid? It's bigger than just numbers. You know, I think it's just more so of, you know, do you respect us enough to say, hey, are we worth more than, you know, the split that we're getting?
Absolutely.
and to go overseas and get paid, or even go, some players go to Canada or Mexico to get paid. That's what you have to do if you want to play this game. In life, you're taught to kind of find a skill that you're good at, and that's how you're going to get paid. And some people, do it through basketball, do it through sports. So I don't blame players one bit. I think a lot of players have opened their eyes a lot more, men and women, is kind of say, hey, this is not where we're going to make money, especially if you're not in the NBA or even the G League. Here in America, it's tough to make money playing basketball, and it's,
You have to think abroad.
Yeah, you definitely have to think, okay, what's my best route or my best chance to get, international, because that's how I make my money.
Well, not only that, but you get an opportunity to travel. I mean, there's a lot of people that get kind of stuck in a rut, and next thing you know, they're on the street, they're doing their thing, they're working at Jack in the Box or whatever it is, you know what I mean? But they might be good enough to play, so if they exercise that just in their mind to actually take a chance, they'd be traveling all over the world playing basketball.
All you have to do is have faith. You have to believe in yourself. I'm not going to ever sit up here and say that I've been out of college, this will be my 5th year almost out. I'm not going to say the last 5 years have been easy, but I have faith in myself. I have faith in what I was doing. I really believed in what I was doing was going to end up panning out to something. And it's not all the way done yet. It's still, still growing, but you have to have faith, and have to believe what in what God gave you as abilities and, skill, and just kind of say, I don't want to end up working at Walmart or Jack in the Box. I want to travel, because traveling is a beautiful thing. I've traveled a lot for basketball. I've enjoyed a lot of places that I've been, London being one of them. I could have never thought that I was going to be over there. Like I said, in Hastings playing basketball, people seeing you walk up and down the street wanting your autograph, little kids, and they don't really know who I am. They just see I'm a basketball player. I'm with a group of guys that are tall, and they're like, he's famous, so faith.
That's great.
You just got to
have received that message.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
And it also helps to have a plan.
Yes.
You just can't be the idea that, well, if it happens, it happens. I'm a firm believer in faith, but at the same time, I also know it helps to have a plan in place.
Yep.
When I saw, the WCBA and when I saw World, because it'll get thrown here in the United States, and there's no concept whatsoever that these people
like World Series.
they're not even they're not even crossing the border to teach it, yet alone going on a global basis. But this is indeed global, and since Europe and Asia have exploded as far as professional basketball is concerned. What better opportunity, for European clubs to get an insight into, U.S. amateur athletes, and an opportunity to perhaps get them, and I hate to say this, perhaps maybe at more of a bargain, as opposed to reaching into the collegiate ranks to see who didn't get drafted, because you guys are balling, and you're right now, you're in shape, you're out there, you're doing it. But at the same time, you may not rate that high signing bonus that someone who has been, on ESPN every week and decided to step out, didn't get drafted, but is, considered highly ranked, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the things that, we all tie our shoes the same when we get on the basketball court, We talked about Jimmer Fredette earlier. He's scoring 78 points per game in China. He has confidence when he plays basketball. He plays very confident. He has a green light, so he basically can do whatever he wants. But sometimes, like we mentioned before too, sometimes if you're not in the right opportunity, he can't do that in the NBA because they have, quote unquote politics. He's not gonna be the guy that's gonna be starting on the Golden State Warriors, and he's not the Steph Curry of the NBA, but internationally it gives you a chance to do that. China, for a prime example, they have guys that are blowing up. In that same game, you had a Vegas kid, Pierre Jackson. He scored, I believe, 67 points that same game. Wow. And he's a Baylor kid. He went to he was drafted in the NBA, second round pick. he's just been injured. You know, he's had some tough injuries. And obviously I keep up with him because he's from Vegas, where you graduated the same year. And he's in China playing basketball against Jimmer Fredette. And, you know, Jimmer gets the story because he's the headline, but Pierre hits the game winner. You know, he's leading the league in scoring, averaging maybe 45 points per game.
So wait, if they scored 140 between them, what was the final of this game?
Probably 200 to 199 or something. But yeah, that just shows that, you know, within the right opportunity, I believe any player, especially if you put in the time and the work, you know, and it's all about opportunity, especially in sports and, you know, in the NBA, you know, NFL, any type of sports, you know, it's all about the right opportunity. And I think, you know, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of players are realizing internationally you get more opportunity and you could actually be yourself. You're not considered to be in a box, you know. So that's what I think the WCBA and obviously our team and our league has to offer to a lot of players, you know.
What about the young man who, you know, had an exceptional prep career, but has no collegiate opportunity whatsoever?
So you're referring to, like, say, an 18-year-old, and he's
not going to college.
He's not going to college. This is definitely a chance for those type of players. The league is definitely we do have an age limit on the league. No players over 30 years old. We also have a limit on years played.
That's us. We're out.
Wow. This interview may go in an entirely different direction.
Sorry. I don't want to.
I was going to try out too.
Hey, it's all good, guys. But maybe.
Listen, believe me, I'm a firm believer that everyone has a shelf life as far as professional athletics is concerned.
No, that's great. I love that.
And so, but I, you know, that's something that, you know, Jeff and I, when we had the football team, our concern was the fact that Nevada is one of these very strange states where there is no JUCO
college
football or JUCO basketball
at all.
At all. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, and that was one of the things that we absolutely looked at in terms of what the Las Vegas Kings, you know, and then eventually the Lions.
We were the original Vegas.
Gotcha.
And then eventually the Vegas Lions, you know, was to try and give these young men an opportunity to showcase their skills. So if you're a prep athlete, I mean, this sounds to me like a very good opportunity.
Definitely it is. And I would like to say for our team in particular, before we joined the WCBA, we had plans for players of that nature. When we went over to London, we had one game against what was the team, the Eastbourne Lions, and their team had a player that was 13 years old.
Wow.
He was a professional player. Now, the best rookie in the NBA this year, his name is Luka Doncic for the Dallas Mavericks. He's been playing professional basketball since he was 14, and you can tell when you watch him play basketball. Over here, you can't do that. You know, we don't have any 13-year-olds playing professional basketball.
Yeah.
You know, the NCAA, I mean, that's a whole story for another day. Yeah. But that's just kind of, you know, you look at the thing. I think the Ball family has kind of opened up. When I say the Ball family, I speak of LeVar Ball and Lonzo and those guys. They kind of open up a door and, you know, they kind of put a lot of light on amateurism here in the States. But with our team in particular, we are looking to have that world team, which will be a part of the WCBA. We are also looking to have like a feeder program, like a development team, which is similar to NBA D-League team. So, you know, you have like the Los Angeles Lakers, which is the Glamorot team, and then you have the Los Angeles Defenders, which, you know, they basically pick players from. You know, obviously Major League Baseball and Minor League Baseball, they do that. We do have a minor league baseball team here. No, just got a new name. Yep. Actually, I saw it on Twitter. Yep. Not a lot of fans were happy with the logo.
The logo is
different.
Not going to say too much on that.
You know what's funny, though? I did see a couple of other logo renditions that I really did like.
Yeah, me too.
The one that I really saw was like literally an aviator guy in the same colors as the A's. I thought it was really cool. But, hey, I'll take it, whatever they're going to do.
Whatever they're going to do. I'll go watch it.
The stadium is great. I drove by there the other day, and it's come along
very
great.
Nice.
So. All of that to me just helps Las Vegas. So no matter what's happening, as long as we're upgrading, then it upgrades all of us.
Yes, for sure. And along with after that development team, we're still going to keep our we've been touring the country, but previously and now internationally. We're still going to keep our tour team, so we'll have a Las Vegas Unknown Select Tour team, which basically we're going to still give guys opportunity to go play in places that our main team just can't participate in because we're a part of a league now. We have opportunities to play in tournaments in Jamaica, cash prize tournaments in London. Since we've been to the WCBT, we've got ample opportunity to do a lot of things. So we don't want to lose out on those opportunities because we're focusing on one thing, because at the end of the day, our mission is to kind of give players all a chance to showcase their talents. And then, like you mentioned about the amateurism, we will have a Las Vegas Unknown amateur team, which is going to only be for players between the ages of 17 and 23. That gives them that college alternative.
That's
because
their eligibility is
right,
still be,
correct.
That's awesome.
Not going to get paid, so if you decide you want to go to college, you can
There
do
you
that.
go. Yeah.
But you can
Clock
also
doesn't
get
start,
better,
yep.
and it's not a thing where
To keep your skill set.
Yes, correct.
sharp.
And you're playing with professionals every day. We're not going to all practice and against each other and things of that nature, but the plan is to kind of have that, everybody within one, one umbrella,
Yep.
and kind of preach and teach the same things, and have the amateur guys come from the amateurism to the development team. And if they don't want to be a part of a lot of guys don't want to be a part of a league. They want to just travel. They can be on the a tour team and then eventually move their way up to our world team. But I'm really excited about the amateur team because we have had teams that have gone out and played against a few junior colleges in the last 2 winters, most notably Wenatchee Valley Community College. We actually had a kid from Bishop Gorman sign there this past season. Jeremy Hughes, shout out to him. Hope he gets to watch this.
Nice. I'll make sure I tag him in there.
And he was a kid that I literally met him this April. He was not thinking about playing basketball anymore. We were playing at Lifetime Fitness together. And one game he had like 40 points, 19 rebounds, 13 assists. And I was like, okay, maybe he's better than he thinks he is.
I need to talk to this dude.
And
after
yeah,
the game.
so
He's straight balling.
yeah, and we kind of, we connected him with one of my former college coaches who is now at Wenatchee. And, I don't ever want to take credit for getting a kid a scholarship, but, he was able to help himself, just get in the right spots and right opportunities. And, now he's playing very well this season. Wenatchee, I believe, is 8-1. He messaged me the other day, just talking about how excited he was that he was playing well. And his mom and his dad actually messaged me on Instagram too. They wanted to meet with us next week because he's going to be coming down for a Christmas break. So
Awesome.
The amateur program is something I'm very excited about because it definitely gives guys an opportunity. Some guys just aren't good at school. Some guys need to be. Yes, it's just not for a lot of guys, but a chance to be able to stay on that right path, because sometimes when guys lose sport, they lose direction.
That's right.
And they end up working at the Jack in the Box,
exactly
the
what I
Walmart,
was saying, yeah.
So
Not that Walmart and Jack in the Box are bad. That's the same. That's not. Those aren't dreams.
bad rap.
Those aren't dreams.
correct.
Keep your dreams.
But when you're 19 years old, you should see the world. You should be able to do what you want to do.
Ahead.
Yeah. So
that should not be your
Honestly, I actually wish that I would have been around a guy like you, because I was an athlete, but I didn't really have anyone around me that was like, "Hey, Jeff, come do this," or "Hey, go do this." I was more like, all right, well, this is what I'm going to do. I guess I'm going to go get a job because that's what they tell us to do.
Yeah.
And it's really like, I think the mold is being shaken up in just society, where it used to be like, you do this, you go to college, you do this, and now other people are like, hey, wait a second, I can make this work a different way. And you're giving them an avenue, which is beautiful. And just to let you know, if you need an advisor to go to Jamaica with you next time, I'm available. And I can still carry the bags and I can do all that.
I hear you 100%. If you want to go, I'm all for it, because I want to go to Jamaica myself, so I'm taking everybody I can. I like to do group events. I feel like it makes everybody have a lot more fun. The experience is better, not because of what you're doing, but I think it's better because of the people you're with.
Absolutely.
So
I agree with that.
Now you're playing.
Correct.
Right, but you're also owner.
Correct.
Okay.
Different.
Are you coaching?
Not
Okay,
coaching.
good.
No, I'm not.
Because that's when it gets like Jerry Jones type of
not
stuff.
doing all that. Yeah, I don't want to put too much pressure on myself doing that.
Yeah,
no.
that's great.
Yeah. So I mean, so you're speaking in terms of being a player, as
Correct.
an advocate, but you're also as an owner.
Correct.
Yeah. And so what motivated you to start, in fact, 2 franchises?
Entrepreneurship. When I was 5 or 4 years old, 4 or 5 years old, my mom asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. And, typical, what do you want to do, son?
Fireman.
And I said, I just want to be your son. That's all I told her. Because I didn't want to be a fireman. I didn't want to be a police officer. I didn't want to be a lawyer. I didn't want to be a doctor. I knew I wanted to play basketball at that age because around that time, I had first watched Michael Jordan play. This is when he first came back, played for the Bulls. But I was like, I just want to be your son,
Jesus
So
Christ.
Yeah, I'm 91. Sorry. But I always knew that I wanted to have control over my time.
Yeah.
I think I value time a lot. And I always knew wanted to play basketball. So, being a pro athlete kind of was never like. I always knew I was going to do that. And if I just did everything that I was supposed to do and, had faith, everything was going to fall into place. And I've had my own business since I got out of college. I never really thought about being a team owner while playing. It's just kind of something where it just kind of happened, and it, they say if you want a job done, do it yourself.
Yeah.
So,
if you're willing to do it, that's
right, definitely if you're willing to do it. But I would say you definitely have to have a strong team behind you.
Absolutely.
And a strong group of people, which definitely is helping me a lot more because I say I'm the lead owner. I don't like to really say I'm an owner because it kind of throws people. It's not a lot of people doing what I'm doing, and I see the value in what I'm doing, and I know that it's unique and it's different. But at some point, leading up into the season and even now, I just give the roles to other people to kind of handle the things that need to be done because I want to focus on playing. But at the end of the day, this was my creation. This is what I started, and I just want to make sure that it does continue to go the way that I envision it. Mm-hmm. So owner is, I never like to say owner. I just like to say creator, And the second team, the Silver State Kings, it just kind of came about. The league needed an extra team, and I knew that we had the market here in Vegas. We have so many players, and not only just in Vegas, but in neighboring states, as far as I should say, maybe cities in Los Angeles, and then we have kind of a network in Phoenix as well. Mm-hmm. So I knew that. Finding players, I don't think is ever a difficult task, but I knew that it would be a lot more value if we could have 2 teams because Vegas is kind of the biggest marketed team within our whole league as far as city-wise. Most of the other places are smaller cities.
Right.
And it was something that it could it's going to be during the summer. So everything basketball-wise is in the summer.
That's right.
AAU.
It starts May of 2019.
Yes, correct.
Which isn't that far around.
Nope.
No. We were just talking about that's like
that.
tomorrow after Wednesday.
Yep. And it's so much going on. NBA Summer League, you have every type of European basketball tryout, which is beneficial for us because we can also seek players through there. Mm-hmm. And not probably for this season, but for seasons on. And then we can also, it's just a chance for us to meet a lot of guys and meet a lot of, good people to bring into our organization or, share ideas with. And I just thought that having 2 teams would bring a lot of value, and it just brings more jobs for not only players but staff and people who want to just be involved in professional sports, and like you said, when you see World, it sees different. I've been back in Vegas 3 days, and every person that I see is like, man, what's up with this league? What's up with this league? Can I be involved? Can I do this? Can I do that? And it's kind of like it was almost overwhelming,
Yeah, I can see that
because it's kind of I'm kind of the face because I'm really big on social media as far as putting out content and things of that nature, and it's kind of like, man, like I don't think I realized how big it was until I was back here and kind of I didn't realize people were really seeing it a lot. But having that second team is going to be really crucial because it's also going to show like the difference between the two teams as far as Las Vegas Unknown, who's an established team, an established brand, and the Silver State Kings, who is going to be it's going to be from scratch. We don't even have one player on the roster yet. So
nice. So you speaking on that.
Yep.
We got just a few more minutes. So the website is WorldClubBasketballAssociation.com.
Yep.
Your social media.
Yep.
Is
the same.
Same. Okay.
For the league, it's World Club Basketball Association, but there's a couple underscores in there.
Okay.
A little bit,
If
so
you
it gets
type
a little
it in,
tricky. You'll find it.
But
for sure.
And then you have your social media, the Vegas Unknown.
Yep. Las Vegas Unknown.
And then the tryouts. So tell us when the tryouts are coming.
Yeah. So we actually have tryouts coming up next Monday. Monday through Wednesday. If you guys are ready, let me know.
Come out there and ball it up.
Let me know.
You guys will be like, okay, you sit.
Yeah, we have tryouts next Monday through Wednesday. And it's kind of a mix of we have it entitled Las Vegas Pro Basketball Tryout because we're going to have spots available for both teams. But it's also an opportunity for our team, Las Vegas Unknown, to, at the end of every year we like to, go over what we did throughout the year and kind of, celebrate that, the year that we did have, that we're even still operating.
Yeah.
And this year was very successful for us because we were able to win that world title, and now we're in a new league, and now, guys are going to get paid more. So that's something to be excited about. So we have a couple of our players coming in that we have signed already, and then we have a couple guys trying out, to kind of get a spot within our team and our program and kind of see where they fit. We want to make sure we put guys all in the right situation. For example, we have one guy, Edward Vaughn. He was on our world team. He won a world title. He's a young kid. And I think for him, and we've talked about this, it would be best for him to play with the amateur team because that's where he's going to be able to do most of his, showcasing of his talent. He's already got a world title under his belt, and he hasn't played in college yet. He's 19, 20 years old, but he has a good resume now, and he can continue to build on that, and eventually in the next year or two, if he wants to, that's an opportunity for him. So
awesome. So where's the tryout, the one that's coming up?
The tryout will be at Tarkanian Basketball Academy, which is over on Rancho and Sahara, right by Palace Station. Yep. Probably every basketball player who's ever played basketball has played at Tarkanian. So,
through there at some point.
Yeah, we'll have it over there. It'll be 12 to 2 each day. Actually, 12 to 2 Monday and Tuesday, 2 to 4 on Wednesday. We're getting everything organized for that and kind of, coming up with a game plan to, set out for the talent that we have coming out. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited for it on a player side just because I haven't really got a chance to really compete since London. It's kind of been our off season, and it'll be a chance to get out and go play and be around your teammates and be happy. And even on the ownership side, I'll be happy because I won't have to tell guys if they make a team or not, or get placed where they want to get placed. I get to put people in position to make those decisions.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I can still get paid. So that's,
there you go.
It works out for me.
I love it. Well, we appreciate you coming in. You do have an open door
Absolutely.
with us. I mean, if you ever want to come on and talk about anything you got, just give me a shout.
Yes.
And then and we'll get you lined up.
I will. I think I might be in here too much. I actually, you mentioned the kid you were talking about. He wants to be in the spotlight, you know. That might be me, man. I don't know. I like the microphone. I like to talk. I'm a big sports guy, more so basketball. So if we ever want to just talk basketball,
absolutely.
I might just be in here on a Wednesday just to talk about.
He strategically did that because I told him I wasn't a huge NBA fan, so he's like, "No, I'll talk about the NBA for
you." You're right.
I appreciate it. Okay, well, thanks for coming in. And then, real quick before you go, who's your AFC and NFC team, and then who's going to win the Super Bowl?
So, like you, if we flip the roles, I'm not a really big football guy.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna pull for the West Coast team. I'm gonna go with the Rams.
There you go.
I want to pull for the West Coast team. They're in the NFC.
Yep.
AFC. I mean, how could you not go with the Patriots?
There you go. That's
And
exactly
that, I mean, that's a safe bet.
Yeah.
You know, if I didn't want to see the Patriots, I would like to see the Kansas City Chiefs.
I was gonna
And the only
say,
reason
yeah.
because I have not watched them play once, but Patrick Mahomes, I think his name is.
Yes.
I've seen highlights of him on like Twitter and Instagram. He looks amazing.
He is.
And I don't really watch football until the playoffs, so I would like to see him play.
Yeah.
You know, so I can kind of say, oh my goodness, this guy's really good. And I want to see the West Coast team take
you go,
it.
Rams.
I'll go with the Rams, but I will say I'm looking forward to being a quote-unquote bandwagon Raiders fan
There you go.
in a couple years. You know, hopefully
They'll be good. By
yeah,
then.
hopefully they're good by then because, yeah, it'll be fun. As a Vegas kid, like we mentioned earlier, having anything Vegas is great. So I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, well, you're a Vegas homeboy. So
Yep.
Believe me, I can understand that.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you guys
Really
for having
appreciate
me.
it. Tony Eackles Jr., owner of the Las Vegas Unknown and the Silver State Kings. And these are two franchises of the World Club Basketball Association, the WCBA. Website, worldclubbasketballassociation.com. And this is truly a global team and event in terms of what they are trying to do and accomplish with regard to getting these young men promoted. And considering that the NBA is not the sole proprietorship of professional basketball at a high-paying level, this is truly going to be an extraordinary event coming soon, starting in May of 2019. And if you're interested in balling, they do have the timing couldn't be better. Upcoming tryouts are between Monday and Wednesday of next week. And go to the website. You follow the links, and it'll let you know what you need to do in terms of the tryouts are concerned. Again, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you guys for having me.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to switch gears. Southern Nevada Sports News coming to you from WWDBTV.com. We'll be right back.
The golf store you've been waiting for is now open. Bob Allen Golf is ready to help you take your game to the next level. Bob Allen Golf is located at 6415 South Fort Apache, Las Vegas 89148. Choose your favorite clubs from our selection of Bridgestone, Callaway, Cleveland, XXIO, Srixon, Ping, Wilson, and more. We'll custom fit them in our state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulator. Come hang out with us and practice on our putting green to find out which club is perfect for you. Have your clubs repaired, reshafted, and regripped in our on-site tour shop. And talk about accessories. Guys and gals will feel comfortable and look sharp in the many sizes, colors, and options of apparel from Greg Norman, Black Clover, Under Armour, and more. The team at Bob Allen Golf takes your game as seriously as you do. Join our online family at boballengolf.com and stop in the store to meet us. Remember, at Bob Allen Golf, your game is in the bag.
All right, we are back for round two. Southern Nevada Sports News coming to you from WWDBTV.com. My name is Bill Miller, co-host along with
Jeff Belknap.
And with us back again, the man from Tennessee, former Vegas King. That's what really counts.
That's right.
And now realtor, Quentin Campbell. How you doing, Quentin?
I'm doing fine. How you doing, guys?
All right, man. East of the Mississippi. There he is. So, man, what's been going on?
Not much, man. Last time I talked to you guys, it was Thanksgiving. You guys enjoy your Thanksgiving and everything?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and how was yours?
It was great. It was great. You know, just watching football and, had a bunch of family and friends over and had a great time.
Well, watching the Monday night game a couple of days ago where Henry just went off in a 99-yard run and 49 fantasy points he ended up with. I mean, come on. No, it was a Thursday night game.
Yes,
Thursday night
that's right.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, it was just one of those career games. And he even, tried to share the wealth. I mean, he kind of gave one away, or he may have had five.
Yeah.
And
yes, he did. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. It was crazy. I was outside the stadium and watching it on my phone on like YouTube TV. I got on my phone, and I was watching it. And then I saw it happen. I was like, no, really? Are you kidding me? And I kept getting louder and louder and louder. And then I went, boom. And then a bunch of people were like, what is going on with him? And then all the fireworks went off and everything. So everybody knew what was happening then. So
yeah.
that right there, guys, was of course y'all know it's historic, and it was a great run. It was a really, really good run, man. And Doug Henry is built for that type of stuff, guys. In high school, he had only one 100-yard rushing game. Everything else was 200 to 500 rushing yards.
Oh, when he was at Bama, I was saying this dude is going to absolutely beast it up in the NFL, and he really hasn't done as well as I thought. And that to me was like maybe his breakout game. But what kind of impressed me is the way he just kind of shoved those guys around, and he was like, "No, I'm scoring. If you guys want, just hop on my back, but I'm going in."
Yeah, I mean it was pretty amazing.
Right. The thing that we don't like about it down here is that the offensive coordinator, he's from the LA Rams, and he just don't use them enough, man. It is kind of upsetting everybody down here in these parts. It's absolutely crazy he's not using them.
Oh, that is nuts. So we want to talk about some of the bowl games. Have you kind of pinpointed some of the bowl games that you like, or because just like I said last time we talked, I'm not a big SEC fan, and they proved that they're really not that good with the way that they ended up in the bowl games last year. But I'm hoping that you're going to come through this year.
Well, it's we look at it higher stakes than bowl games. It's the national championship or bust down here in these parts. So. Well, bowl games, they count a little bit, but,
well,
that's how we roll down here in these parts.
What was it on the show with you that I predicted that Oklahoma would make it in and actually win the thing, or was that the week after that?
I think it was the week after that.
So,
because I probably been arguing or something like that if that would happen.
Well, I mean, the first part of my prediction came in that they snuck in, and I did predict that Baker Mayfield would win the Heisman last year, and that happened.
Oh, okay.
So, but I did say he was going to go to the Giants, and I was wrong because the Browns took him, so the Giants couldn't take him. But I do think that would have been a good pickup for the Giants still. While we're on the topic of the Heisman, what do you guys think about the young guy from Oklahoma winning it?
Kyler Murray, yes, of course he was in the SEC at first, Texas A&M, but he couldn't play.
Oh boy!
So he had to go to where the Big 12, where they do a lot of shootouts out there, where no defense played at. So he had to go over there. But with that being said, I think he's a really good quarterback. Overall, he really is. And he's got a lot going for him. Of course, he signed with the Oakland A's and everything. And me personally, I don't know how tall he is. Do you guys know how tall he is? Is he like 5'10", 5'11"?
Yeah, he seems to be hovering around 5'10" or 5'11".
He's been hovering around 5'10" or 5'11".
And nobody's giving him that 6 foot. I mean, they're basically saying this. Yeah.
Well, the one thing that I do like about it, we're going to have the opportunity to have him playing in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Because more than likely he's going to come through the farm system, which actually the A's are actually our farm system now. So that's kind of cool, that we're going to have a Heisman Trophy guy playing baseball with us.
Yeah, because this young man is not going to play down in the NFL.
No.
You don't think so?
Yeah, and for his sake, honestly, for his longevity, he has made the absolute best decision he possibly could.
I totally agree with that, because, football, it's a bang-bang sport. Of course, baseball, I got my son playing baseball myself, because I played all three of the major sports, and I know how much of a toll football takes on your body and everything. But like you said, the longevity is there in baseball without a doubt. And plus, you got the guaranteed money. And so, you can't go wrong with that at all.
No, I love it. I think it's a great idea for him.
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay, so we got some of these. I'm actually scrolling through right now and looking for SEC teams. One of the games is Vandy and Baylor. I think you guys might be able to pull that out. But Baylor's actually improved since the years prior, obviously because of the restrictions and everything they had on the school.
Right. Yeah, that game right there, Vandy and Baylor, that score down in these parts, especially in Tennessee. We had our former star running back that played in front of Alvin Kamara at Tennessee, Jalen Hurd. He had a rough time here at Tennessee at the very end of his career, transferred to Baylor, and playing wide receiver. And I think he was the newcomer of the year in the Big 12.
Nice.
Playing wide receiver. And again, that shows you how much defense is going on down there. You got a guy playing running back, go play wide receiver for 1 year, and get newcomer of the year.
Okay,
and I really think that would have been a good game, but he's going to be out. So, At the end of the day, Vanderbilt right now is favored at 3.5. Vanderbilt, they really wanted to get this thing turned around because it's so hard with the academics and everything. They got a new AD, Malcolm Turner, the other day, and so they're really trying to get this sports program turned around in football. I think Vandy will myself.
You like Vandy?
Yes, I like Vandy in this one because they got a tough defense now. Like I said, a lot of you guys don't know about them. They got a very tough defense. They had 4 teams beat. They had Notre Dame beat, gave it away. They had Florida up 21-3, gave it away, and they had Missouri beat that went forward on 4th and 2 on their 1 yard line. Excuse me, on the 2 yard line against Missouri in the last quarter, and they gave up a 98-yard touchdown drive.
Oh.
So they've been in a lot of ball games, just blow them at the end.
Okay, so another one. I'm just kind of scrolling through, and I'm trying to pick it. A team that had a better season this year, Kentucky playing Penn State.
Ooh. I'm thinking
Kentucky to beat Florida the first time in 30-something years. Finally.
Right. I got to go with old ball coach Franklin at Penn State. They got a good program out there as well at Penn State. I got to go with Penn State on that one.
Okay, so another one. We got to kind of roll through them because we only have a few minutes. Mississippi State and Iowa. I'm just trying to see how many non-SEC teams he's going to pick. So we got Mississippi State and Iowa.
Mississippi State and Iowa. Well, like I said, I looked on my horse a little bit, and if you really want to look at it, out of these 9 bowl games that we're in, we're favored at 8.
By 8 points.
No. Out of 9 bowl games, we're a favorite in 8 of those games.
Oh, so we should be looking at some underdogs. We can get some
some dogs in there, huh? Yeah. Right here, the dogs howling.
The only game we are not favored in is Florida versus Michigan. Michigan is a 7.5 favorite right now.
You have no chance of winning that game. Michigan dominates Florida every time they.
No, I'm not picking Florida either. No.
Yeah. So what about a game that's probably going to be one of the most watched, especially down in Central Florida? Central Florida and LSU. Central Florida obviously goes undefeated again. They self-proclaimed themselves the national championship last year.
Oh, yeah.
If they win this game, can they do it again? Can they self-proclaim themselves?
They have absolutely every right to do so.
Why is that?
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, I think this is a quality opponent. Everyone complains that they don't play quality opponents. They went in and won their bowl game last year, which was against a quality opponent.
Yeah.
So
I think it was Auburn, wasn't it?
And if you look at it, this is an argument enough for an 8-team playoff. You have them in the 8th seed. You're going to get some good games if you have an 8-team playoff.
Yeah, that and D2 and D3 schools have been doing this for years now. They've been playing 16-game schedules, and they're graduating. So, I mean, listen,
right, exactly.
What's the excuse? And you're certainly going to be able to put butts in seats. So, every excuse the NCAA gives is horse shit anyway. Everybody knows that. They're full of crap. And the only thing they can, count on is their phony baloney jobs.
Yeah.
So,
well, since you mentioned D2, I'm gonna go out and say, go ahead and bet North Dakota State. I'm thinking they're gonna take this one to the house. And by the way, you can still get Oklahoma about 12-1. When I gave it to you the first time, it was 15. They're gonna beat Alabama. They're gonna play Clemson, and then I don't know what's gonna happen.
That's the
Clemson's the best team.
Go ahead.
That's my colleague's prediction here,
right.
folks. And he's sticking to it.
No, I basically said that they're the best long shot, and now they're still the best long shot. There's only 2 teams that are in it that can beat Alabama, and it's Oklahoma and Clemson. If Notre Dame somehow wins that, you might as well just go and hand the trophy over
to whoever.
Don't even play the game.
Exactly.
There's no way Notre Dame wins.
I don't see how Notre Dame got in there.
Okay, so what else do you have as far as the SEC? We got 2 minutes.
Me personally, I do know in these parts, I do know that LSU fans are really amped up and trying to, they're going to try to shut UCF up because everybody's tired of hearing their mouth anyway. So I do know that they're really going to try to, put a pounding on them. I do know that.
Well,
let me see here.
Yeah, and I'm getting a flashback of Boise State
in
Oklahoma.
Yeah, that was a great game.
And everybody sort of saying the similar things. We'll let them know what time it is and what it means to be in the big time. And I really see this game going exactly that way. I think LSU has everything to lose and nothing to gain.
Yeah.
And UCF
LSU right now is favored at
gain.
7.5 right now. On that.
Yeah.
Well, that Statue of Liberty play was still one of my favorite plays.
my
You
God.
learn that as a kid,
Yeah.
and you never think you're going to see it in a main game like that. You know what I mean?
Right, right. To this day, I still cannot get my hand coordination right on how he done that.
It
So
just
that
doesn't,
was
it doesn't make sense, and he literally freezes.
Yeah.
And he literally has to pause. And, and you just see everybody just, on the defense just running left.
Yeah.
And then stopping, and it's like that oh shit moment.
Yeah.
But it took another,
That was crazy.
play, another, gimmick play to get them in overtime to begin with.
Right.
And so it, it was mind-boggling. And the look on the Oklahoma, staff, players, and fans was just priceless.
That was great. I always love to see the big boys go down.
And to me,
Like Alabama's going to do.
that's still one of the best bowl games, in my opinion,
Oh,
out
absolutely.
there.
So by the next time we talk, Oklahoma. No, we're going to talk before these other games go off. So we're going to get you back on. We're out of time today, unfortunately, but we are going to get you back on for some bowl predictions. By all means, send in what you got, and we will keep you on the, where we're posting up and who's going to do what and when.
Okay. All right. Well, I think I'm 2-3 in the Thanksgiving predictions, aren't I? I think I am.
I think
Did
so,
y'all keep
yeah.
up with that?
All right, go ahead on.
No, I'm just saying, did y'all keep up with that record?
Yeah, no, I couldn't. I was 0-3, I think, on Thanksgiving. So
You was 0-3?
yeah.
What about you, Mr. Miller?
0-3.
You 0-3? Oh, I was
0-3.
2-3. I think.
Yeah.
I think I was 2-3.
Yeah, you were
I
the guy
picked
that.
Chicago, I think. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, real quick, guys. I know you guys got to go. I was going to give Oklahoma a little more chance, but after Kyler Murray won that Heisman, boy, they really going to be ticked off down there in Tuscaloosa, and especially if Tua can hang in there. Oh man, he's going to try to actually put a beat down on him if he can. So,
Well,
we going to find out.
I can tell you this: they're not going to be nearly as ticked until after that game's over and Oklahoma wins.
Yes, we got to talk again for sure before these happen in Christmas.
That's right.
Most
buddy.
definitely, please give me a call back.
All right, man.
Thanks, Quinn. I appreciate you calling in, man.
All right, guys, you have a good day.
Take care now.
Mhm.
All right. Our man Quentin Campbell, east of the Mississippi, realtor, former Vegas King football player. Once again, the hour has flown by, folks, and we thank you once again for tuning in to Southern Nevada Sports News, coming to you from WWDBTV.com. Have a great week.
God bless.